utopia is gonna look different based on your worldview, right? The utopia you hope for is going to be determined by your assumptions about human nature and the good life. So it's funny. I was just rewatching the Back to the Future series,
Hmm.
and in each one it makes a point of showing, some weird thing that Doc has put together, like uh clicking and winding machinery that like makes breakfast for you or opens the paper for you and what and so like at least maybe there's a little bit less of that now, but you know for a while we had the idea that just automated everything is going to be better, right? Like
Right, right.
it's too much of a tax on me to cook my own breakfast or open my own newspaper or whatever it is. So to some people, at least for some time, utopia looked like you know something turning the pages of your book for you and cooking all your meals and that sort of stuff. So and then in religious views, it's going to be based on the religion, right? Christianity is the the city of God, or the kingdom of heaven, with Christ ruling and reigning, and people having plenty and no suffering and all that. And different denominations emphasize different things. Um, so, but utopia is essentially the the achievement of the good life, where you can look around and you can just be like, this is the good life. We are living the good life. You could make an argument that a utopia could exist where there would still be some difficulty, there'd still be some struggling, but that could be part of the good life because you'd have good things or whatever it might be. Um, but essentially, yeah, the utopia is the end of your system, is the achievement of the goals you set out to achieve. And for secularism, technological and intellectual progress is essentially, even in people who won't admit that it's infinite, it at least extends so far ahead of us that we can't see the end and we're nowhere close to it. So so again, it's not something that we're in the materialist view that we're actually legitimately expecting to come tomorrow, but at the same time, you're forced into a position where in order to try to get out of the nihilist saying, hey, life's really bad, maybe we need to give up, maybe we need to do something else, the nihilist poking that soft spot. I think that's part of what drives the secularist to say, or not to say, but to have this need to enact utopia as soon as possible, to bring about the the New Deal or the Great Society, or the I forget what the Chinese version was, but whatever the new great thing that's just about to come, if we can just get rid of the old people getting in the way, kind of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah, there's always that desire of emergence, like a snake shedding its skin, something's
mm,
attempting to be birthed out of the old. And that idea is always intended to be utopia for the next generation. We're going to cast away the burdens and the shell of our forefathers that have been holding us back, and we're going to be able to envision that future that we've wanted, only to realize that it causes its own problems.
yeah,
Um,
that's a really that's a good description of the modern utopia strive. It's interesting though because it is a very modernist notion, because for the most part, you can see there of the idea that, oh, it's just the forefathers holding us back. Like that's a very modern view. For the most part, in world history, people looked back to their forefathers and said these people laid a great foundation and they were going in the right direction, and we stand on their backs as on giants
yeah.
in order to be where we are today. Whereas the modern utopist says, ah, no, we are the new species. We are the whatever, the star seeds, the indigo children, the enlightened ones, the special ones who really get it. We're just born superior. And the real problem throughout the whole world has been everyone else before us. They all have been propagating nonsense. And what would really save us is if we nixed them and did our own thing without really learning from them at all because they're stupid and useless and have just been holding us back. That is the form of the day, but it's a very new form and it's very modern in its essence of looking back with such animosity at the past.